Oh, welcome back to Chasing the Target. The Pandya area starts with a victory, a very close win. First of all, credit to both teams for putting up a fine display. There were mistakes in both teams, but also it led to a more exciting game. And Sri Lanka as well, they fought well. I felt it looked like they were down and out at one stage. They fought back. That Akshar Patel gamble, it paid off in the end for Hardik Pandya, but a close shave for India, man. Faiz, your initial reaction, bro?
Yeah, damn, I was scared. Almost bullshit call, huh? Yeah, Vinay bhai. यार अभी जीता 2 मिनट में criticism शुरू हुआ था. थोड़ा enjoy the moment, bro. Take a chill pill, relax, bro. It's India one. Just take it in your stride, man. Like credit to them giving Shivam Mavi a chance. 100%, he proved himself. Beautiful,
भाई
beautiful goal.
देखिए उसका एक्शन में देखे एक चीज
It felt like Debashish Mohanty एक time पे यूं आके करता था. If you remember, not
कमाल
that.
देख रहा शिवम अभी मगर
हाँ, छिछोरे.
देख रहा है
ऊपर देख Yeah, but खुदा को याद करना bowling करे जब आप खुदा को याद रखो. But no, I think credit to India. See, it was a close match. It shouldn't have gotten that close. It shouldn't have gone to the wire. Yes, there are a lot of criticisms, but like Ibrahim Bhai just who joined us, thank you for joining us, Ibrahim Bhai. He said Mavi and Umran were excellent and definitely clinical with the bowling. Line and length was saying, "ये pitch का क्या बोलते हैं मुस्तफा? How do you think this pitch played out, man? What I mean, it looked like you could bat on it. ऐसा नहीं दिखा कि कुछ खतरनाक था, but I think you just pitch it in the right areas. आपको wicket मिल रहा है, and it's all about your field placement for me.
it deceived us, man. मैं समझा flat track होंगे, and I kind of mentioned we might be deceived. It deceived us. I thought it was going to be a 200 wicket, but it was sticking. Like the ball was gripping, basically. The fast bowlers were getting some grip. The spinners were getting some grip. There was movement early on. Hardik Pandya got the ball to swing initially. Even Sri Lanka got the ball to swing turn as well. I think Sri Lanka got more because they bowled in the first innings. They got the better of it because they were getting the ball to turn as well. For India,
Yeah.
Chahal was poor. Akshar Patel also, despite winning, he was not that great because I think the dew came in, it became more difficult. But the fast bowlers did get purchased on this wicket. Again, I think batting wise, we'll get to it. Both teams made mistakes batting wise, but the bowling, yeah, the pitch wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. There was resistance for the bowlers.
I
Let's
think
get into
Vinay
the.
Bhai being at it, man. He's really angry about it. I don't know why he's so angry. I know I can understand, but yes, I want to address this. Chirag Bhai, before ending the stream last time, the last stream that we did, he mentioned 161 and Sri Lanka to finish it in the 19th over. This was Chirag Bhai's prediction, and Chirag Bhai, don't gamble tonight because I think you'll clean out the casinos in Las Vegas, man. Zabardast.
He said Sri Lanka will win, right, in the
Yeah, he said
19th
Sri
over.
Lanka will win, but almost like he almost
But
got
that
right.
was a good call. That's excellent. That was the best prediction out of everyone, even though all of us except for no, me and him said Sri Lanka will win, but his
I said
prediction was much
200.
more.
You guys were still the 180, 160. I said 200. I was very confident with this team, but yeah, man, it was a little
And the way
shocking.
Ishan Kishan started, I mean, it was a great start, and it looked like 200 was on the cards. But again, India also, that top order problem, it continued with the youngsters as well. We can say they will learn and everything. Hopefully, they will. That's what you want. And I will address what Vinay is saying as well. I will address that. And what I was going to say that is that one thing I liked was the way Deepak Hooda and Akshar Patel batted. Let's get into the eye test and discuss more of the individual performances.
Go.
The first player I want to talk about is Deepak Hooda first because we were having a debate about him and you were not impressed with him. But today I hope he changed your mind. He showed like what kind of player he is. Yes, he might not be the most pretty to watch, but he took India out of jail. He got them to a respectable score along with Akshar Patel. He got, and also he didn't slow down, right? Yeah, it was a very healthy strike rate what he was batting at. It wasn't something where tuk khel raha tha. Wherever where it was needed, he was hitting the boundaries, and of course he got the good support from Akshar Patel. But credit to Deepak Hooda the way he batted. I hope he's turned your mind a bit in terms of
Yeah,
performance.
I mean, 100% before this episode, the previous episode, we said how important this is for him as well, right? He needed this thing, and the time that he got, he needs to utilize it and take it by the grass and like grab, and he grabbed the opportunity very well. Akshar Patel, credit to him. We didn't expect कि भाई उन्हें करेगा. I mean, see, I understand. Certain balls came to him loose, jo whenever I were, but I think you're being overly critical. Please, I think from the way he hit those three sixes, it's not an easy task to do it in that situation, given your whole
Well,
batting.
वैसे तो even Chanaka got loose balls. Every batsman gets loose balls. You have
But
to cap.
we'll get to that. But for me, yeah, Deepak Hooda, phenomenal performance. Has a good confidence on him. He even was getting frustrated at himself when he was missing those odd balls. So yeah, it was good to see that he was a little animated at the same time aggressive, and he took his time to understand. Dekho bhai, we would have not got into 161 had it not been for these two guys. A 57-run
Simple
partnership.
as that, bro. Straight up, man. The
The
man
ball,
them would be in
the
trouble,
ball
bro.
bouncing, the ball sticking, like you said, coming onto the wicket and like ekdam bounce ho ja raha. I think
Right.
one more thing that I would like to point out here was the fielding that India did and Sri Lanka both. They were clinical in the field, nothing dropped, nothing good. India both मेरे को अच्छा लगा the way they fielded as well because वो कैचा वैचा लेना usually we have problems in the field, but आज phenomenal fielding थी.
Yeah, so to answer that question about the loose balls, it doesn't matter. They were in a sticky position, they were in a difficult position. He took them out of that position with Akshar Patel, put on a partnership, and gave them a score to defend. Without his contribution, India wouldn't have won the game. It's simple as that. I know Vinay is being critical, he's not upset, but look, Vinay, you have to look at it from a different angle as well. I am the biggest criticizer of Hardik Pandya. Okay, I always criticize him. किसी से पूछ लो, Faiz has been in the last couple of months in the World Cup. He was talking to me every day, and I always criticize Pandya. Lekin this team, if they make mistakes like this, I have no problem. It's a young team. Let them make mistakes. Let them make the mistakes here. Don't make these mistakes in the World Cup. यहाँ पे करने दो. I don't want them to be clinical, win games easily. Let them give the ball to Akshar Patel, put them in a difficult situation and try. It's okay if you lose games over here, but it's a young team. Let them play together for 6-7 months. At the end of the year, we'll analyze where they're gone. It's the process, man. You have to trust the process. Look, Arteta is top of the league. Would you ever think that? No, you have to start somewhere. And I am a big criticizer of Hardik Pandya, but right now you have to give him time. He's just made captain. Give him time and see what happens. Rohit Sharma, Rohit Sharma also. Yeah, people will criticize. Virat Kohli. You'll have fans who will jump on the bandwagon for particular people. You have Kohli fans who will jump on Rohit Sharma. You'll have Rohit Sharma fans jump on Kohli. Vice versa. Everything. Lekin every captain needs to be given in time.
At the end of the day, he's the captain. You have to back him. And like Mustafa said, abhi nayi team hai yaar. Abhi first game under his leadership, and he got a win. You have to credit that. No matter what loose ball. See, if it's loose balls, that's Sri Lanka's bowling attack being not performing. So that's an advantage to us, and we're going to take that advantage. And how we took the advantage, you have to appreciate that fact. I think.
But where I'll flip it and where I'll criticize him is that उन्हें कभी हंस रहा था, कभी गुस्से में आ रहा था, कंफ्यूज हो गया उन्हें लास्ट 2 ओवर्स में. उसका शक्ल देखो तुम. फर्स्ट उसकी फिर गई थी जब हर्षल पटेल को लग गए छक्के. फिर अक्षर पटेल, he gave Akshar Patel the ball and he was laughing, smiling, everything. And when Akshar Patel got hit for a 6, एकदम से argument discussion शुरू हो गया. ईशान किशन भी आ गया, ये आ गया. He panicked, and that is the criticism. Yeah, he has to relax a bit. He needs to.
I mean, even that ball that Akshar Patel ball, given his like the way he's already been bowling, I think उससे थोड़ा है. And fair enough.
डाला भाई, उसको जरूरत ही नहीं थी अक्षर पटेल को देना. उन्हें खुद आके चौथा ओवर डालना था. भाई सिंपल बात है. अगर आप क्रिकेट खेलते जीतने के लिए आप बोलते हैं तो like it's simple. He should have bowled the last over.
He bowled quite well as for मेरे लिए उन्हें बहुत अच्छा था. 3 overs 12 runs लिया उन्हें. But it was not a bad spell from Pandya himself. So I don't know why. Maybe he was laughing it out and saying अरे भाई दाल भाई confidence दो तुम में चलो बोल के. Then you have to back it till then. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things. I think Ibrahim bhai ka comment ले लेंगे यहाँ पे. I mean, I don't understand this. I don't understand how Hooda was given the man of the. I think it's just the situation that Hooda gave a pedestal to the bowlers of 160. I think that is the only thing I can see. In a crunch situation, Hooda stood out and made a 41 of 23. So like, yeah, he really gave them a stage to perform. So I think that's why.
That's what that game hai, bhai.
Yeah.
But but that's what I'm saying. I agree with that. Like, it could be either way. I wouldn't mind whoever got the man of the match because Hooda also did come in a difficult position and he set up the score. Without that partnership, India wouldn't have won. And when it comes to, oh my God, man, I have to take. I can't, bro.
For everybody joining us every day, let me introduce my brother who's coming into the podcast. He's the CEO of this channel. He's CEO of our hearts. He's back with a bang. Abrar Aziz, welcome back, sir.
What's up?
What's up? I'm happy
What's
to be
up,
back.
bro? What's up?
I'm loving the blue track. Full blue है मसला यहाँ पे.
Nothing.
अरे
मुझे
यार
Adidas
फेस्ट निकालो
Adidas
यार.
निकाल देना पड़ेगा.
मेरे को
The
निकाल
boss is
देगा.
here. Oh
ग्रे
my
एरिया
god.
है.
Before we need to analyze the game, but first I have to say welcome back to the owner of this channel, the leader, our captain, our Hardik Pandya, our Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. It's been a month. Hope you had a good trip to India and good to see you back in the studio. And yeah, man, we really missed your analysis. What's up?
I'm good, man. I'm glad to be back. It was an extended break, but I'm ready to go. Come back with a vengeance. Hopefully, this me coming in, India winning today and continuing this trajectory upwards is what I'm looking forward to.
Vinay Singh, okay, bye, boys. The OGs of bias are here.
अरे
Don, I know you've been.
How is he calling me bias? I literally said I should have to take this call. Boy, I'm not saying we have to question that thing, but you saw that. Anyway, let's continue. Let's, if you have
So
a
Chirag Bhai is in
format.
the house. Rabbi, he's saying that I think Hardik's first three overs were better than Mavi's. Don't though he didn't get a wicket. So yeah, definitely crucial spell by Hardik. What are your thoughts on that?
I think Hardik was excellent. I think overall, I think this captaincy has, even in Gujarat, we saw. I think it's really, taken him up a notch just in general. Still worried about his injury. I think every time he falls on the ground, I'm a little worried. Even when he went that taking that
Yeah,
catch backwards, and then we saw like he probably cramped up a little bit. Just a little bit worried about his injury concerns. And I think if he's back, if he's fully fit, ready to go, I definitely consider him as an option, up front, because he can swing the ball a little bit as well. So very happy with how Hardik played with the ball today, and how he rotated his bowlers as well. There is thought behind that Aksar last over, because Karunaratne is struggling against left-arm orthodox spin. He has a strike rate of only 52 and has scored only 8 runs, if I'm not wrong, against left-arm orthodox spin. So there was thought behind it. It could have gone either way, but at least there was thought behind it, which makes me happy.
yeah,
There was something that they considered, and they used analysis to go by that, and in the end it made them
straight up.
win, even though by slim margin. It was just good fun to have that going for. So for sure, absolutely. I mean, Hardik Pandya is on set of T20. We don't know yet if he's the official T20 captain, or if Rohit will come back and take the reins, but as of right now, it's a good start for him.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's what. Whenever, if you can sum up your entire question in one thing, I think it'll be better because 50 चीजें आ रहे बीच में. एक बड़ा क्वेश्चन लिखो, मैं we'll address it together. But अंशुल भाई बोलते हैं, अंशुल भाई बोले हर्षल पटेल की जगह आकाशदीप अर्शदीप को लेना पड़ेगा. Mustafa bhai, what do you think? Harshal Patel again, 4 overs, 41 runs, man. 2 wickets, despite he took 2 wickets. I'm not going to take that away from him. But अपन जो बोले उनको पेल दे रहे हैं आजकल सब लोग. तो आपका क्या स्थान है हर्षल पटेल पे?
I think Don has the best analysis about Harshal Patel. They're just picking a slower deliveries. They know exactly उन्हें कहाँ डालने वाला है, किधर डालने वाला है और कौन सी स्पीड पे डालने वाला है. So yeah, for me.
तो
I
ये
think
हर्षदीप को लाना पड़ेगा.
I think
अर्शदीप
this
तो इंजर्ड था, वो कुछ हुआ उसको, इसलिए नहीं खेला उन्हें. But the way Mavi performed, now you can afford to do that. Otherwise, it would have been Arshdeep, Harshal Patel, and Umran Malik, right? Now the fact that Mavi performed, you can do that. You can look because Mavi can also bat, right? Don, we've seen in the IPL, he can hit some boundaries. So, us hisab se, I feel that you can make that call. You can bring in Arshdeep and sit down Harshal Patel. Again, it's only one game. Let's see what happens. But yeah, Harshal Patel over the last few months, Don has been saying कि इसको पकड़ लिया. They know exactly कब मारना है, किधर मारना है उसको.
I think with Mavi performing today, Mavi should be given a little bit of an extended run now in this team. Harshal Patel, I think Harshal Patel ka thing is, yes, he has been good in the IPL and so on and so forth. 2019, 2020 में अच्छा bowling करा उन्हें, but I was always talking from the beginning. I think seems like a one trick pony, and that trick has now been addressed. I think a lot of teams, because there's so much data, so much analysis these days, that it's almost impossible to get away as long unless you keep improving yourself as a bowler as well. If Umran continues to just keep bowling fast, he's going to get picked out. But he's improving his line, he's improving his length. You're seeing those
Yeah,
differences. He's varying his pace just a tad bit as well. So that's why he's seeing 4 overs, 26 runs, 2 wickets for Umran. So Arshdeep coming in with. I think the only reason Harshal was getting an extended run in this team was because he can give you a little bit with the bat. But if Mavi can bat, you have your top 8 covered. Then you don't need 9, 10, and 11 to bat. You can go ahead with that kind of three top bowlers in Arshdeep, Umran, and in my opinion, Chahal is now, he's on tightrope now. Maybe a game or two more, but I think that they will start looking at a better option. Kuldeep is a better option. I think, try Kuldeep, try Bishnoi, try like different players, but I think the end for Chahal is starting to get near.
वो विंडो ऑफ चाहल बोल रहे हैं पीपल हु आर वाचिंग व्हाट डू यू गाइस थिंक चाहल का खत्म शुरू हो गया है या रखना चाहिए चाहल को इंस्टाग्राम के रील्स के अलावा भी दुनिया है शायद तो वहां भी क्रिकेट में भी फोकस करना पड़ेगा बट या सो ईशान किशन मैन हाउ गुड वाज ही इन द बिगिनिंग फर्स्ट ओवर में 17 रन मार दिया उन्हें अंशुल भाई भी बोल रहे कि उन्हें कैच जबरदस्त पकड़ा ऑब्वियसली टुक अ गुड कॉल आई लाइक हिज क्लैरिटी ऑन द कम्युनिकेशन तो या ईशान किशन मेरे लिए बट या विल कम टू शुभमन गिल एज वेल बट या ईशान किशन इनिशियली
keeping उसकी बेहतरीन थी even there's one there should have been 5 byes if you notice उमरान मलिक के बॉल पे वो जो यॉर्कर था it should have gone for 5 byes but the way he dived because he went through the legs like that it's hard to catch those kind of deliveries so I felt Umran what's his name Ishan Kishan was outstanding keeping wise with the bat though he was explosive at the start but I expect him to carry on like he did in that one day convert those starts into big scores because if he did that they could have scored 180 190 and the game would have been done right there so from Ishan Kishan I would like to see more but good start like a good start to the T20 thing it looks like a decent partnership but there might be some rotation with Shubman Gill you mentioned him that was a bad shot man cross the line खेल लिया
बहुत बेकार शॉट था like अब considering एक ही मैच हुआ do you think they'll go with the same squad or like उन्हें कुछ चेंज करने वाले ऋतुराज आ जाएगा क्या शुभमन के जगह
नहीं वैसे क्या फायदा वो करके फिर बात आते कि उसको एक ही चांस दिए ये वो क्या फायदा
बांग्लादेश में भी चांस मिला था like so to be fair अगर मैं बोल रहा हूँ
मारा नहीं 100 होने वहां पे वनडेज में तो like they should continue with him another 3 matches and then see New Zealand may if they want to make a change they can do that but 3 T20s I think they should back this team I wanted to ask both of you Don you can start with it with Sanju Samson there was a lot of hype
Qatar Chirag bhai come in this Chirag bhai said he's overrated
Qatar mein there was people during the World Cup backing Sanju Samson there was people in Kerala there's people everywhere in the world so talk about Sanju Samson and I know just one game but your thoughts on Sanju Samson
See, honestly, I think it's very, very hard to comment anything after one game. Yesterday, it didn't work for him, and these things will happen in cricket. But I think he's done. He should get a run. There's too much talk about it. Give him a run. Give him 7 to 10 games. If he performs well in those 7 to 10 games, then we can have this conversation. Unless you don't give him a slight bit of a run. Every time you give him 1-2 games and then suddenly he's dropped out of nowhere, not in the squad. There are too many things going on with Sanju Samson. I think he's a very gifted player. I think he has that extra second that we used to talk about Rohit Sharma having. Rohit Sharma is starting to maybe a little bit lower in terms of output these days, but I think he has that extra second that is very, very important, and it comes only to technically gifted players. And I think Sanju Samson is a technically gifted player. Consistency has been a problem, but give him a few games, let him prove that he's changed and he worked on that and changed that, and then we can go ahead from there. And I think this is a good chance because there is that option. At 4 or 5, there is a little bit of susceptibility with a couple of players missing now. Give him that chance, give him that run for about 5 to 6 games, and then we'll see what happens.
यहाँ पे थोड़े comments ले लेंगे. I think we call Kuldeep or Bishnoi and Chahal in place of Chahal. Let's all go back to domestic and regain his confidence. I agree. Bishnoi, man, especially in the Asia Cup, he was outstanding. I keep talking about that Babar wicket. He was so good. They should definitely get Bishnoi and Kuldeep back in. I agree with that. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're all doing well. And please do like, share, and subscribe. Your support is valuable. Thank you so much, Techie Live, always supporting us every stream. So this is a question. Fez, do you seriously, apart from the first wicket, do you think Mavi was bowling good because no extra pace, no bounce, not much variations. Felt like Lanka went after him and got out.
But yeah, to an extent, but you also have to credit his line and length. I think he was very consistent with that. He didn't try anything a lot. Zyada variation hai. Obviously, first match bhi hai uska. You have to he has nerves obviously, so he didn't try to do anything extra. He got his basics right, and that worked out for him. And Sri Lanka didn't have a game plan. Anyway, they didn't feel like they were building apart from the Hasaranga and the captains Chanaka's पार्टनरशिप कहीं बिल्ड नहीं करे खाली मारने जा रहे थे दो आपको इवन इन द 16th ओवर फ्रॉम द 16th ओवर ऑनवर्ड 17th they had a chance always in the game कहीं भी but they just didn't build on that and bank on that loose deliveries नहीं मारे I think it was just Mavi was very smart in terms of not variating a lot and उन्हें समझे कि भाई नया पुट्टा है मार के देखेंगे but yeah he got line and so अगले मैच में देखना पड़ेगा उन्हें क्या होता फिगर आउट में
Also variations थे. He had a slower ball coming in here. He was bowling at 120, 130, 135 and एकदम big 120, 110 भी डाल रहा था उन्हें. थोड़े बहुत variations थे and that is more than enough in T20. You don't have to make it like 140 and 100 वैसा करने की
Like
जरूरत
Sam
नहीं है.
Curran, exactly. Sam Curran के साथ 130 के उसमें रहता ज्यादा नहीं,
हाँ.
but it's the way he, slow ये वो करता, तो it's
थोड़ा
definitely
और
like,
I would like to see if he can bowl the Yorkers थोड़ा end में if he's a little bit better because वो कभी कभी वो line and length को पकड़े तो 6 जाते
yeah.
बिल्कुल. So I think I want to see those wide Yorkers, try and like cram the room for batsmen. वो थोड़े बहुत चीज़ें हैं, अभी सीखता है, नया भी है and he's young also, so hopefully he can learn and this setting will give him that good chance. So keep playing him a little bit more and see, because you need a replacement for Harshal at number 8, who can give you a couple of overs with the bat, couple of runs with the bat as well, plus give you those 3-4 overs, and he's probably that guy for you if Harshal's not working.
Harshal Patel, now a big concern in slog overs after injury. His comeback performance not up to the mark. Yeah, it's not up to the mark. Only both Pujara, it's
Definitely.
not one series now. It's been a lot of series. This might be his last chance until he probably gets dropped, and he can always make a comeback. But I think in the next series they should definitely try another bowler and see how it goes. हार्दिक ने 2 ओवर में बॉलिंग कुछ ज्यादा दम लगाए भाई. हार्दिक का मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता भाई. 3 ओवर डाल ले, आप अच्छे बॉलिंग करे, फिर जब लास्ट ओवर आता आपको लेना, आप कैप्टन है, like you're the senior bowler, you should bowl. Like I understand you're trying something different, फंस गया मैच or whatever, but yeah, sometimes I don't understand this man. Like कभी हंस रहा, कभी गुस्से में आ रहा. लेकिन Don, how do you assess that gamble in a simple situation? Now that he won, that you won't get criticized, but honestly, if they lost, they would have jumped on him. He got lucky.
Oh, honestly, I as soon as you Muslim, me and you were talking about it as well. Moment we saw Akshar get the ball, it was a little bit surprising because this is not normal for a last over for a spinner to bowl. More often than not, you get whacked and then the game is over. But I genuinely believe there was thought and analysis behind it. I think Karunaratne likes the ball coming onto the bat, so that is the problem. That it is backed by analysis. Uska strike rate 52 में बोला भी. Uska strike rate 52 है. He struggles with left arm orthodox spin. In the past, he's gotten out to them previously as well. So there was some thought behind it. Hardik should be bowling, but maybe he just said, you know what, give it a shot. Kuch bhi nahi hota abhi. It's like a bilateral T20 series. Don't have to worry about. This is what you have to try and do, and this is how you'll grow as a captain. So I think that it was a decent call because it was backed by data and analysis, like I said. So it's okay for me personally.
Faz.
Yeah, I mean, देखो भाई, अब जो डॉन डेटा ला दिए बीच में, बट या ऑब्वियसली कहीं ना कहीं मेरे को सबको डर हो गया था कि 2-3 छक्के मार दिए हो जाता था काम, लाइक ऑलरेडी मार दिए थे एंड
मारा भी
ऑलरेडी
एक.
हाथ में आ गई थी सबकी. तो आई वुड से कि इट वाज अ गैम्बल, बट यही चीजें करना पड़ता, राइट? लास्ट हाउ धोनी वाज सक्सेसफुल. आई मीन, आप धोनी की भी बात में वापस ला लूंगा, बट इवन इफ व्हेन ही गिव इट टू जोगन, दैट्स बिकॉज़ नोबडी वांटेड टू bowl. Maybe he didn't want to bowl himself, or maybe he just was injured from that catch, because when he caught the catch also ने फिर पीठ पकड़ लिया था. तो I don't know what's wrong with that guy कि उन्हें इतना कैसा डेलिकेट डार्लिंग है, लेकिन फिर भी अब जब दे दिया अक्षर को उन्हें अक्षर खड़ा उतरा. सो आई थिंक इट स्पीक्स फॉर इटसेल्फ. आई मीन, लाइक डॉन सेड, ये चीजों से सीखते हैं, एंड आई मीन उसको भी, अक्षर को भी अच्छा कॉन्फिडेंस बूस्टर है, तो व्हाई नॉट.
Hardik was Ibrahim by saying Hardik was cramping in the end. That's why he didn't bowl. Also, I think he injured himself while fielding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got some cramps while fielding. Also, he's saying he was down with the flu or something. Yeah, and he didn't sleep well yesterday, so it could be that. From the past performance, I think Hooda at number 3 is quite good option instead of Surya. And because Samson not comfortable against the spinner, so Hooda at 3 and Samson at 5. Down. How do you look at that?
I think that's a very good call. I think, Samson can come in and be a kind of a finisher. Like, you can give him about 4 overs. He doesn't, he can get going from ball one. You've seen that before with Hooda, with Samson as well. And Hooda, I think overall, I think Hooda has been one of those that has been kind of knocking on the doors. Every time he gets a chance, to be fair, I think he's performing relatively well. So, yeah, I think you can change around the positions a little bit, but I think it's very important in T20 cricket to be flexible. I think every player should be able to play in the top 4 or 5. थोड़ा मोड़ा changes करना जरूरी है. So I think it's a good shout. Give it a shot. I think Deepak Hooda is also, I personally believe, better off in the top 3. I think he's not your, so to say, finisher, even though today आज अच्छे मारा and छक्के in the end and got you to that 160 kind of fighting target. But I still think that he's not your out and out finisher. He needs a few balls to get going also. तो उसको वो chance देना जरूरी है, because he got those few balls in the end and मारा तो अच्छा लगा. But Hooda at 3 is a good shot, no doubt about that.
But if you flip the argument, if you give Surya Kumar more deliveries or Sanju Samson more deliveries, they can get you hundreds in no time in T20 cricket.
Yeah, definitely. But Sky at 4 is Sky at 3. Sky doesn't need time. Sky and Samson don't need time. So, yeah.
I think the Pacers is quite easy than spinner. Then this Hardik decided to go with Aksar on 20th over. Facing Pacers was easy, you're saying, on this pitch. But the thing is, it's always a gamble to bowl a spinner because छक्के लग सकते हैं आराम से, tail ender भी मार दे सकता. So that's why it's always a gamble, I feel, and you shouldn't give the spinner the last over. चल गया. I guess he wanted to try something new. Maybe he wasn't 100% fit, like Ibrahim Bhai was saying, so that's why he did that. It worked out. But overall, with this team, Don, we were discussing, me and Fez, that it's a young team. It's going to take some time. You're all about trusting the process, and it's working out for you. So you don't mind if there's losses, and even if they lose bilaterals, it's okay as long as you perform on the big stage. And it'll take a good year, and you still have a year to that T20 World Cup. So you're good with this team. Maybe a few changes here and there, but otherwise, this approach, you're good with that.
Absolutely. I think the only cog I think in this team right now is the Harshal Patel kind of situation. Maybe give him the series, see if he can improve his performances. But overall, yes, I agree. I think that this is a solid setup. All the old foes are it's like we go back to 2007, right? When the old foes were given a break, T20
Yeah.
was a new thing, and then Mahendra Singh Dhoni comes up with the goods. I think you have to get back to that. The world has
They
changed a
weren't
lot.
given a break, Don. They took the break.
Yeah, they took the break, but 15 saal ke baad now everyone wants to play T20. So here
Yeah.
it seems like they've almost Virat, Rohit, these guys have been given the break. But it remains to be seen for me personally if they come if and when they are fit or whatever, when they come back, are they still the first choice? That is what I have to see. But I think overall, I think this is a good strategy from India. Try new players. These guys have most of these guys have been in and around the Indian setup for a while now. So try them out, give them an extended run, and see how it goes for them.
Yeah,
And
and
and what better than a Sri Lanka bilateral that happens once in a while, right? It never really happens that often.
अम्मा पहले कितना होते थे यारो मस्ती the batting
नहीं,
Boy,
अभी
I'm
भी
saying
होते हैं.
sarcastically बोल
Yes,
रहा हूँ.
अभी भी होते हैं. It's being sarcastic. But first, I wanted to ask you, before we take the other comments, I wanted to ask you, let's flip and talk about Sri Lanka. Shanaka is what probably Hardik Pandya wants to be in the future. What a captain, what an
no, he's a
all-rounder.
very good captain same captain
मैं कल भी तारीफ कर रहा था उसका. He's an Asia Cup winner. Of course, Hardik will want to win an Asia Cup for his country. What Shanaka has done, but today, like, he would be very sad the way he got out, because that was the ball in the arc, and thoda sa, if he got some more airtime on that, would have gone to the boundary. But outstanding innings from him, some beautiful shots, and under pressure, he played really well individually, but also as a captain, he never gave up, even whether it was with the bat or the ball. He made sure that Sri Lanka, then they're fighting well under this Shanaka leadership.
Yeah, definitely. Shanaka is one, like you said, like we were talking about, even they lost 2 bilaterals in Australia. एक ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, एक होम में अगेंस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया, राइट? सो एंड देन दे कमिंग बैक, वन द एशिया कप 2020, बीटिंग इंडिया, पाकिस्तान, सबको लग दिए. तो शनाका एंड ही हैज दिस यूनिट टुगेदर, दैट इज द बेस्ट थिंग. अगर आप देखो ने, जब आया भी फील्ड पे, कहीं टेंशन नहीं दिखी उसको चेहरे पे कि भाई मेरे को नहीं होने वाला, आई एम नॉट गोना बी एबल टू play out this 160. He took his time. He made a decent 45. Like you said, unfortunate situations, but yeah, his calls, his field placements, and his bowling changes. You saw first over के बाद ही शुरू कर दिया ना change, and then he got in the spinners quickly. Third over में spinner आ गया and काम लग दिया. तीक्षणा got Shubman Gill out. So he has a very good cricketing mind. उन्हें बहुत solid and aware है कि क्या चल रहा situation में, and that's what you need in your leader, and obviously belief. And then he got back, I think, Kasun Rajita again into the attack, and gave him another 2 overs. So, and he also proved himself. I think first में 17 खाया, second में 10 खाया, फिर last में I think 5 runs खाया. So there was improvement. But yeah, Shanaka, all in all, a very good leader. But yeah, would be upset. I think from Sri Lanka's perspective, they could have easily won this game. They have a lot of batting in them, but no one was clinical, or no one was ready to stick in the middle. So मेरे लिए एक anchor innings कोई खेले तो I think it was him only. But yeah, like you said, he got out unfortunately.
Yeah, and also, like, he's backed up, like you said, by their players. Hasaranga, again, all-round performance. Again, if he batted a bit longer, they probably would have crossed the line. But with the ball, 4 overs, 22 runs, 1 wicket, and then with the bat, a very quick fire. What was it, 21 of 10? So, like, that kept Sri Lanka in that game, that innings, because he made sure that they stuck with that run rate. It didn't go too far out of hand. And at the same time, he bowled really well. He kept India under check. He didn't let the target go to 180. So it was a very very good performance from Hasaranga, and that's what these guys have. I think Sri Lanka, the all-rounders, Karuna Ratne, Shanaka, Hasaranga, they have bowlers who can bat, batsmen who can bowl, and they contribute. It's not just like acha ability hai. Un log har game mein contribute karte, whether it's a Asia Cup game or whether it's a bilateral, they contribute. And this is, and honestly, if I'm Sri Lanka, I'm happy with the performance. Yes, you'd never want to lose, but I'm happy with the performance because it's the first game away from home. You're playing against India. They're very close.
Yeah, and ऐसा भी है, ये टीम ऐसी है कि कोई भी कभी भी मोमेंट में गेम पलट दे सकता है उन लोगों के लिए, and everyone is a proper batsman and everyone is like a proper he has it in them to take them out of the crunch situation. We saw even Wankhede do it on a lot of occasions, right? Wankhede also has taken them out of crunch situations. Shanaka obviously captain. Then you have top of order ka nahi chala, Dhananjay De Silva nahi chala, and Kusal Mendes also very good batter. One of your most spoken guy Charat Asalanka also. So you have all these match winners in this team, and this team is very good, and they've got a very good leader. It's just a trial and error process for now, but yeah, I think the way Sri Lankan cricket has come back, it's very, very impressive.
Let's take some comments. I think, first, Ibrahim Bhai's question: do you think Deepak Chahar, Shardul Thakur, and Kanush Nagarkoti can challenge Harshal, as all three can bat at number 8 spot, especially if Chahar and Nagarkoti are fully fit? Yes, they can, but the problem with Deepak Chahar and Nagarkoti is injury, especially Deepak Chahar. He keeps coming into the team and then he goes. He keeps coming, keeps going. He can, of course, contribute with the bat. We've seen Deepak Chahar do that. So can Shardul Thakur. Deepak Chahar would be your ideal option. But yeah, I think you could go Thakur as well. If Thakur is someone who can take wickets in the middle overs and he can hit a few sixes in the end. Of course, they can definitely challenge Harshal Patel. And Harshal Patel is being found out regularly now. It's not just this game. South Africa, maybe they also picked him in that Australia series. They picked him, so he's being picked in games.
Really, he's become too predictable, Mustafa. Like you were saying, people were like easily finding him. I think he needs to sort of make a kind of variate his thing, but also like hide it very well. He has to hide it very well. थोड़े बॉलरों को अच्छा आता छुपाने के इन्हें क्या डालने वाले हैं ब्रेटली के
प्रॉब्लम ये है कि उसका जो स्टॉक डिलीवरी स्लोअर बॉल हो गया स्लोअर बॉल इज सपोज्ड टू बी योर वेरिएशन बट हिज स्टॉक डिलीवरी स्लोअर बॉल एंड देन द फास्टर वन इज योर वेरिएशन उसमें क्या होता इट्स इजीियर टू पिक जब बॉल आ जाता तेज उन लोग इधर उधर सिंगल कर लेते हैं बट हिज मेन बॉल इज स्लोअर बॉल सो द बैट्समैन इज सेट अप दे नो कि भाई हल्लू आएगा बॉल मैं वेट करके मारूंगा when it's a variation it becomes a surprise then you go too early or you go too late but when it's the stock delivery then it becomes easy he needs to change that around I understand like pitches hote hain Faiz like India mein especially towards the end like IPL mein or Dubai mein jo hai towards the end of the season it's conducive to spin so his cutters and stuff work and it deceives the batsman slower balls also deceive the batsman magar ye situation mein when the pitch is decent to bat on it's coming on he has to switch it the slower ball needs to be his surprise delivery not a stock delivery so that's where he's going wrong India ko fielding pe kaam karna hoga look I know Faiz said ki they fielded well but of course like especially ground fielding needs to improve they need to cut those doubles out as well and of course I think with this younger team they will do that 13 of 6 in the last over is anyway less. It was always going to be a lottery irrespective who bowls. Also, do you guys remember Mavi used to bowl faster in under 19? Yes, I think mentioned this earlier. He was bowling faster under 19. He got injured a few times, Shivam Mavi. He's been pulled out of IPLs because of injury and that's why maybe his pace has cut because of injury. Faiz, you can take this comment.
Mavi is quite good option. Only thing is don't expect from him beyond his today's performance because nowadays due to recommended flexibility sometimes harmful for bowlers morale. Yeah, I think Mavi is a very good option and I think the best thing for him is just to take one day at a time, one match at a time. And जिस तरीके का कॉन्फिडेंस उन्हें आज दिलाया आई थिंक उसके हिसाब से जस्ट कंटिन्यू ऑन ज्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशन अभी नक्को रखो बिकॉज यंग है फिर अपन एक्सपेक्ट करने बैठते बैकफायर हो जाता तो या जैसा टेकीला इज सेइंग 100% वी शुड बैक दिस गाय
कुशाल परेरा कहाँ गया पता है किसी को भाई उन्हें तो I think he's older now 32 33 I'm not sure exactly where he is you're talking about the left-handed batsman right जो like crazy test में 100 मारा था South Africa against I don't know where he is but like now they have the young openers Sri Lanka they have some solid openers I don't think they need to go back to him but if he's the guy you're talking about Mohsin Khan is another option as he can bat as well so I think Harshal will have to step up there's a lot of options and this is where Harshal Patel will be under pressure again, you will discuss about backing your players and everything, but he's been backed. If you notice, the last few months, Harshal Patel has been consistent in the Indian team. He's gotten injured in between, but whenever he's been fit, and I think that injury has caused some problems with his performances also. It's not an excuse, but Yeah.
But I
India,
think they will give him another match and then assess his situation. I
this
think एक
series
और
they should
match
give.
तो है. Yeah, they will not. I don't think series. If 2 खेल लिया तो then no. Third wala someone else should get a chance. In my
No,
opinion.
you have New Zealand coming. You can try that. Give him a full series, then see. If it doesn't work, then there's no excuse, right? Then there is no excuse because you have to. If you उन्हें बोल दिया हार्दिक पांड्या कि भाई I'm gonna back everyone to the core. What does that mean? You have to back him for the series. It doesn't mean
Yeah,
कि
but
भाई
like if he's giving another 41 and not showing the improvement, then I would not seek to
so
go to
play
him
him
again.
one more game play. So then you can say भाई मैं पूरा series खिलाया आपको, आप नहीं perform करे इसलिए मैं आपको drop करूँ next series में. Then you can give that reasoning. I'm just talking from that. What you're saying is not wrong, but I'm saying
Yeah.
from what the captain has said and the approach he wants to take, if that's the approach, then you tell him, ki bhai, I've given you a full series. Whether it's 3 games or 10 games, you played that series against a full team. I didn't see that performance. I'm dropping you for the next series.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Or unless the core means he gives him a whole 2-3 series, then that's a different case. But this is just my understanding. Nagarkoti is struggling badly in domestic.
It's most people, I think.
India
को plan के साथ खेलना होगा because nowadays a lot of teams bowl slower ones. Slower ones lot against Team India batters because our batters love pace. Yeah, India को plan के साथ तो खेलना होगा, but also the batsmen have to step up. अगर slower ball आया भी तो you need इतनी तो technicality है अपने में कि they can assess it and hit it, and considering Indian team है slower one भी रहने दो तो they can play it very well. Knowing the quality of batsmen that they have. So I mean plan तो है obviously, and आज की टीम जो है बेहतरीन थी, but या सूर्या एंड शुभमन जाने की वजह से फिर एकदम से संजू भी चले गया, वरना हार्दिक.
अच्छा ये टीम बेहतरीन थी तो वर्ल्ड कप की टीम कैसी थी फिर?
वर्ल्ड कप की टीम में देखो बॉस, इट वाज गुड, बट लाइक वही था ना, वो टेम्पलेट चेंज कर दिया. अब यहाँ पे अगर आप टेम्पलेट देखो, फोड़ था मसला. मोस्ट ऑफ देम एटलीस्ट वो दिखा मेरे को. व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
मगर एट होम कंडीशंस आप स्ट्रगल करे वो टेम्पलेट के साथ, ये जो नया टेम्पलेट है. अगर ये सेम मैच अब वर्ल्ड कप रहेगा इंग्लैंड कंडीशंस में है, तो अगर यहाँ पे स्ट्रगल करे तो वहां पे भी स्ट्रगल करेंगे टेम्पलेट के साथ. तो दे हैव टू वर्क ऑन द स्किल्स, सिंपल एज दैट. द स्किल्स
you have to work on the skills and it's a process like you said. तो आप सीखते हैं और एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं.
जैसा बॉलर ही नहीं है हमारे पास, प्लेयर ही नहीं है श्रीलंका के जैसा, शनाका के जैसा. मतलब यू से हार्दिक पांड्या, शनाका तो पूरा खेल रहा है. इवन ही वोंट बोल एवरी गेम, बट Shanaka, like you expect players like that in India. You don't have players like that.
दीपक हुडा को बैक दीपक हुडा को बैक करना पड़ेगा to be that player then I guess.
भाई श्रीलंका तो लाइक निकाल रहे हैं प्लेयर, दूसरी टीम्स भी निकालते रहते हैं. आप ही स्ट्रगल करते हैं, इंडिया ही स्ट्रगल करते हैं ऑलराउंडर्स निकालने के लिए. Musti is quoting me about Harshal. I mean, yeah, you might have said that. But it's something I think a lot of people will notice. He's getting picked at the stock delivery. I might have learned from you, Mr. Vinay. Prasidh Krishna is needed badly for India. I know he's injured, but the control this guy brings is what is required. Kusal Pereira is banned. Is he? But who was banned for the Australia thing? It wasn't Kusal Pereira, right?
No,
it was him.
Yeah.
Views on Chahal. In other teams, we see Hasaranga, Rashid, who are bowling better, batting better, fielding better. He only contributes to one area, and if he fails, then he is of no use. And this is exactly what I was saying during the World Cup. I was telling Faiz this, and Faiz also agreed with me. We were the couple of few people who were saying कि भाई चहल को खिलाए भी तो कोई फायदा नहीं है, बिश्नोई को लेना था या कुलदीप को लेना था वर्ल्ड कप में. He is not performing. एशिया कप में उसकी धुलाई हुई थी, इसलिए उन्हें नहीं खेला T20 वर्ल्ड कप पूरा कंसिस्टेंटली, उसलिए उसको चांस नहीं मिला.
He needs to work more on his fit में. अगर आप देखो तगड़े लेग स्पिनर है ना यार, लाइक थोड़े बहुत एंड गुगली कुछ तो भी डालना, एक तेज फास्टर. इन्हें वही आके पटक रहा था खाली एंड लग दे रहे थे उसको ऑब्वियसली. तो आई थिंक फ्रॉम अ लेग स्पिनर्स पर्सपेक्टिव आल्सो ही इज नॉट मेकिंग अ लॉट ऑफ यूज ऑफ हिज टेक्निक एंड बहुत प्रेडिक्टेबल भी दिख रहा है उन्हें आजकल, और छोटे बाउंड्रियां हैं. ही नोज द सिचुएशन. दैट इज माय प्रॉब्लम मोर विद दिस गाय, दैट ही नोज. चिन्नस्वामी में अगर आप रन बचा रहे तो मुंबई में तो आप बचा ही सकते. एंड आप लाके अब जैसे राशिद खान की बॉलिंग देखो आप लेटली, इतना मस्त है यार. डरते लोग हैं उसको खेलने. आप फियर फैक्टर ही नहीं पैदा करे. आप इतना अच्छे बॉलर है आना के, नो डाउट चाल इज इंप्रेसिव इन द आईपीएल एंड स्टफ, बट देयर इज नो फियर फैक्टर लेफ्ट इन.
आप तो आई थिंक
यू आर कटिंग मुस्ती, जस्ट कम बैक आई थिंक.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear, but you're cutting, like you're twitching in the net. Yeah, so मेरे हिसाब से तो यार चहल को बेसिकली थोड़ा टाइम ऑफ देना है. वी नीड कुलदीप यादव बैक लाइक वी हैव बीन सेइंग, और रवि बिश्नोई बैटिंग से भी कंट्रीब्यूट करता है. एंड कुलदीप यादव के बारे में बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि उन्होंने बैटिंग नहीं कर सकते, तो ही डिड हिट अ 40 इन द टेस्ट I think Kuldeep Yadav is a very good shout. Ravi Bishnoi is a very good shout. Chahal either needs to work on his fitness for me. I think he's not very fit as a player as well. एंड जिस तरीके से राशिद एंड हसरंगा है, आप देखो उन लोगों की टेक्निक और उन लोगों का वे, डरते यार लोग खेलने उनसे, तो यू नीड टू पैदा करना वो फियर फैक्टर. एंड बांग्लादेश में भी अपन देख कुलदीप भाई के अगेंस्ट फड़ियारी थी बांग्लादेश के वो खेलने की, तो आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाट यू नीड टू क्रिएट एज वेल.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
No, so he was very kind by only mentioning Hasaranga and Rashid. I think Zampa is better. Shadab is better. Adil Rashid is better. Rashid, you mentioned Rashid Khan, Hasaranga. So there is 3-4 bowlers, 5-6 bowlers who are better than Chahal right now. And
in his own team, there's Kuldeep who's better than him. So.
Yeah, and Bishnoi has been performing well as well. He's been in the Asia Cup. Bishnoi was a better bowler, and he didn't get a chance in the T20 World Cup. So, another nail-biting pitch for tomorrow, Australia versus South Africa. I think that's going to start in a few hours. Looking forward to it, kind of not, because the series is done. But yeah, we always want to see some good quality cricket. If we see some spicy stuff, Nokia ki bowling dekhne bhai alag hi maza aata. I can't wait to see.
For Abadi's redemption, Sydney mein hai, Sydney zabardast pitch hai. I just wait.
But Sydney is a bit slower compared to the likes of Perth, Gabba, and like thing. Sydney is a bit more conducive to turn. I think someone like a Nathan Lyon will do well over there. So, but I hope it's a spicy pitch. Harshal की bowling Ahmedabad में सही है भाई, मगर हर मैच तो Ahmedabad में नहीं रहेगा. He has to be much more thing. Harshal kind bowler is helpful in Australia, not in India. Even in Australia, like okay, fine, there's the big grounds and everything, but he's been getting picked. That's the main thing. He just needs to go back to his natural bowling and then see from there, because he has a good Yorker on him. He has some good deliveries. He just needs to go back.
He's just not mixing it properly, and I think he's thinking way too much. के भाई मैं आप उल्लू बना दे सकता हूँ अभी उल्लू. I think he just instinct पे खेलो and don't try anything extra.
Okay, the problem is that Chahal has no other competition. Bishnoi has been dropped and is struggling in domestic. And yes, Kuldeep is an option, but hasn't been performing in T20. Look, Vinay, I've agreed with you with most of the things today, but not this. Kuldeep has performed much better than him in the IPL. If you look at his stats, he was brilliant. Bishnoi performed better than him in the Asia Cup itself. Like, against Pakistan, his performance was better than Chahal's performances. So I think there are better spinners. There are options right now. He's not performing to that level. It's just that we have this thing, okay, Chahal was outstanding for RCB. He bowls well at the Chinnaswamy, so you have to go with him. No, you have other options. And he's been given a long run now. Even if you remember the South Africa series before the T20 World Cup, he was trying to bowl too flat. Ek do game mein theek dala, but then, he was getting confused. He doesn't have that rhythm anymore. So I don't agree that India don't have options. They have options. You have to go to those options and see.
Yeah, and
Kuldeep, man, he's doing very well.
Yeah, and they've not even involved Kuldeep so much recently in T20, so and make that call, I think. So I mean,
उसको जब चांस मिलता है वनडे टी20 में, जो भी उन्हें ले रहा विकेट्स भाई, टेस्ट मैच में उन्हें विकेट्स ले रहा, उसको ड्रॉप कर दे रहे. Give him a consistent run, then you'll see. The reason why you think he's not performing is because he's not thinking. He had one of the best IPLs for spinners. He was probably the best Indian spinner in the IPL, if I'm not mistaken. He was outstanding. Kuldeep Yadav. India in general lacking spinners, which is very surprising, and they're lacking spinners who bat, leg spinners who bat, and they're counting on the likes of Akshar Patel, Washington Sundar, Jadeja, because only they provide with the bat. If they can get a Hasaranka type player, then they will never drop him.
Venkatesh Iyer.
He's a medium pace all-rounder.
Yeah.
They are not only better in leg spin, but also adding in other areas. Not sure what he is doing. Yeah, I agree with you. Pakistan के साथ Henry Brook कैसा बन गया?
Brooks. Like, how did Matt Henry become Harry Brook basically against Pakistan? Because he scored a 50, right? उन्हें बहुत जबरदस्त बैटिंग कर अंशुल भाई, मौत डाले उन्होंने. में आके टेल नहीं, उन्हें प्रॉपर ओपनिंग पार्टनरशिप के साथ खेले, कुछ 104 की पार्टनरशिप. इट वाज फिनोमिनल. दैट वाज मी मसला टॉकिंग अबाउट कि पाकिस्तान का टेल क्लियरेंस फिर उन लोगों को मार दिया, एंड बहुत जबरदस्त. इट एडेड प्रेशर टू देम. 450 तक लेके गए दोनों. फिनोमिनल बैटिंग, फिनोमिनल अंडरस्टैंडिंग थी दोनों के बीच में. ऐसा लगा कि ओपनिंग पार्टनरशिप है, जैसे मैं अभी बोला. बट या बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा कल का दिन. पाकिस्तान को विकेट बचाना भी है और रन्स भी बनाना है.
नहीं रहेगा इंटरेस्टिंग. Which again, it's supporting batting, bro.
But really, the New Zealand inning में bowling काफी अच्छा इसलिए था बिकॉज़ नसीम जिस तरीके से डाल रहा था, मेरे को तो बहुत मजा आया देखने में नसीम की spell. बहुत प्यारी bowling थी उसकी. He was trying to make something out of a dead pitch, and he did rightfully. And it will be also interesting कि कल अगर crumble हुई और turn हुआ तो एजाज भाई घुस जा सकते. So you never know.
Yeah, like it could be. I hope that it's interesting, but right now it doesn't look like it. It might be another
Maybe a
snooze
wicket from Mustafa. They lost 4 wickets, 3 wickets. So I mean, something in it probably, right? And I think yeah, bad shot selection from Abdullah Shafiq and Neil Gill again.
अब्दुल शफीक फिर से
मैं
गलती कर रहा
पागल है इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ दिमाग में।
उन्हें रन आउट हो गया हमारे कप्तान साहब दैट इमाम्स फॉल्ट तो लाइक बेसिकली वन विकेट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट फेंक दिए विकेट बाबर
Yeah,
को
again,
रन
Shan
आउट
Masood had 3 boundaries and got out. शान मसूद भाई फिर
अलग लेवल पे थे उन्होंने तो T20 खेल रहे थे T10 का कुछ ऑडिशन दे रहे थे शान मसूद
इंग्लैंड की पासपोर्ट ले लिया शायद तो बास्केटबॉल बता रहे हैं वैसा दिख
yeah, first, your man of the match today, India versus Sri
I
Lanka.
think it's for me. It's just Deepak Hooda for that. Sensational knock. I think वो जो उन्हें निकाला है मैच वो है असल उन्हें एक प्लेटफॉर्म दिया इंडिया को टू वर्क ऑन. अगर उन्हें नहीं खेलते थे वो 57 पार्टनरशिप में रहती थी 103 में टोटल रहता था. So credit to him.
I'll go Akshar Patel
for that last over and that's
Yeah.
and innings,
He
but yeah.
contributed the bat and he pulled the last over. So like it's just something different. I don't disagree with you. Yeah, I think
I don't disagree with you. Yeah, Akshar Patel was there. He had the courage to take that last over. वरना याद है 2007 में नहीं मैं नहीं डालता बोल के हरभजन सिंह करा था. तो I think yeah, good shout. But I think most of the people will say कि शिवम मावी को भी दे सकते थे. But I just think Deepak Hooda deserved. तो नहीं, but like it was in his favor because वो जो crunch situation में आके 41 मारना was not easy.
I think in these days, spinner who can bat kind of options is crucial because in T20s, because if he doesn't bother about his only batting, he can do with the. Basically, he's trying to say that like batting is important for a spinner, but sometimes you look at Adam Zampa, he doesn't really bat, but like look how he bowls. Sometimes you can just play as a pure spinner. That's why I say play Kuldeep.
And at least Adam Zampa does Mankad almost today. He always did the Mankad, right? So
he didn't finish his action, so it wasn't a Mankad. But yeah, Adam Zampa, he plays purely as a spinner, and he's won the T20 World Cup, right? Purely as a spinner in subcontinental conditions. Like, of course, it was in the Middle East, but in conditions where subcontinental teams are more comfortable, Zampa came and he was the best spinner there, and he was picked as a leg spinner, and he did his job and bounced out of there with the trophy. So
like he needs to create a presence. I think somewhere Chahal has lost his presence that he had initially. तुम देखो लोग डरते थे उससे खेलना, अब नहीं डरते उससे, and उन्हें फील्ड में भी इतना ग्रेट नहीं है. Like he's okay. अच्छा कैच पकड़ा आज, no doubt, but like for me he still needs to build himself a bit more and create a little bit more variations, dharana, faster ones, slower ones, turning, something he should add to his bowling. I think it's become too like basic.
How old do you think Chahal is?
I think it's like 28, 29.
Yeah, you're gonna get shocked. So I tell you his exact age.
23, 24.
No, he's 32.
Oh my God.
He doesn't look 30 plus. So that's the thing. He's getting older now as well. Maybe he's been playing for a while. People are picking him more. There's a lot of things there. So maybe it's time to look to another spinner for now and see. He can always make a comeback. Also, you have to look at Kuldeep. He was dropped. He came back. He's done really well. That's a different thing that he's not been backed properly. He should be backed way more. For someone like a Chahal, maybe you give him a break and then in the IPL, he fights his way back into the team. There are only 3 spinners. There are only 2 spinners apart from Jadeja and Akshar who can bat and bowl, and same problems with the all-rounders, medium pace. Chirag is saying Umran for me, he got Shanaka. I mean, that's a great shout as well. I like how you're thinking. He got 2 wickets. He got that wicket of Shanaka, which is the game changer, because Shanaka stayed there, they would have won the game.
Yeah, sure. Umran really bowled well. Like, Chirag Bhai has been complimenting him. And I think it depends on how they see the man of the match kind of situation. I think 1 wicket was crucial. But I think overall, अगर अपन देख रहे maybe then Umran.
No, it was either Hooda or Mavi. You'll give it to, but I'm just asking us.
Oh yeah, like the way he's thinking. That's what I'm appreciating. There's even that guy from leg spinner की बात अगर batting कर रहा है, वरुण चक्रवर्ती भी तो था यार कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स में.
वो mystery bowler है. It's different a bit.
वो भी है mystery bowler है. I think he's a leg spinner as well, so he could come into. but उन्हें गायब है कहाँ से?
Vinay will tell you exactly what he bowls. But उन्हें injury prone है. उसको जब इंडिया में select करे भाई उन्हें सीधा injure हो गया. IPL में खेल रहा था इंडिया जब भी इंडिया का टूर होता उसको कुछ ना कुछ घपला रहता है एंड देन ही प्लेड द T20 वर्ल्ड कप लास्ट ईयर एंड ही गॉट स्मैश्ड अगेंस्ट पाकिस्तान और सब बोले इसको क्यों लिया चाहल को क्यों नहीं लिया करियर खत्म वहीं you remember in Dubai he was picked Varun Chakravarti was picked in the
yeah I remember
Krishna Gautam and Sai Kishore both But both are not genuine spinners. Sai Kishore is like Akhil Hussain and Gautam is like Anil Kumble, but both off spinners. I think Indian team today's intent is man of the match for me. I mean, yeah, they had good intent. One thing I wanted to talk about Umran Malik Faiz is that you saw when he was bowling length in the death overs, and then he switched to that Yorker. He needs to bowl that Yorker more often.
Yeah,
Uh, you have a fine third man which is fine and a fine leg which is fine, so it's okay if the ball edges, but he needs to bowl that Yorker. That ball he bowled, which they reviewed, it was not out. That is the ball you need to bowl in the death overs. You can't always keep bowling length, and I like the way he changed and he bowled that delivery, because with that pace and if he can hit that kind of Yorker, it becomes unplayable on any pitch. You're taking the pitch out of the equation.
Yeah, and also because I think when ज़्यादा first class cricket भी नहीं खेला, every series that he's getting in is much more better for him. I think ज़्यादा खिलाना उसको, because he's already like one of the only few ones who are touching 150 in India. So yeah, definitely अगर Yorker डाल रहा है आपके पाँव पे और cramping you for room, definitely आप कहाँ खेलते भाई every ball उसको. So yeah, 100%. Or well, it should be as like a mystery ball. So I think it should be not like something that is keep on doing. I think you should just surprise it once in a while as well.
Yeah, Mustafa by Zampa plays as the leg spinner because Australia has a lot of fast bowling all rounders, whereas we don't. That's a good point as well. Actually, he can bat at 10 and they bat really deep, right? Like Cummins also will come and smash it. Stark can smash it. So it's just Hazelwood and him as the tailenders. Let's talk about review on the Yorker Umran board. Yeah, I don't know why they. I think what's his name? Kishan couldn't see; he was blinded, and Umar Malik was excited, so they took the review. What's your view on Hardik for that? Look, there's two ways to look at it. One is that it was a stupid review. There's no reason for that review. But another thing is that there's only a couple of overs left. You had 2 reviews in the bank. It was an important wicket, so you go for it. But yeah, I feel the captain needs to be better. Whoever has the better view, the keeper or the captain. This time the captain had the better view. Standing at mid-off, he was right in front. He could have seen it. He should have done better and advised his bowler not to take it. Australia series में सूर्या को टेस्ट में मौका मिलेगा क्या? मेरे हिसाब से तो अभी नहीं मिलेगा. आई थिंक दिस लॉट ऑफ पीपल वेटिंग इन लाइन. भाई सरफराज जो परफॉर्म कर रहा है रणजी में, उसको नहीं ले रहे. There's quite a few other options. Ayer is also picking up form. So I don't know. I know that now who is going to replace Rishabh Pant in the test? That is going to be a question.
That is going to be a very big one. But I think it could be Ishan Kishan doesn't play test.
I've never seen him play test. I don't know.
I think he can do it, but I think he has the same kind of a temperament. Obviously, not as explosive or as Rishabh Pant maybe, but he's decent, very good keeper for me, better than KL Rahul. But yeah, I think Ishan Kishan would step up in that aspect for me.
I don't know. That's a big call because I know you're making them similar players, but you see Ishan Kishan does perform in T20s, whereas Pant performs in Tests. Like they're similar players, but they're different at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. I just feel that Pant is born for red ball. England में तो Livingston off swing भी डालता, leg spin भी और batting भी कर रहा है. It feels like Chahal is adding nothing to his arsenal. And that's the thing, like, even if he's not batting, at least he needs to improve his bowling. Like, he has to improve his variations. He has to be more confident when he gets the ball. That's what I'm looking at.
Beginning factor इसने दिख रहा, उसमें आके अपना काम करके बैग उठा के चला रहा घर सा दिख रहा.
Because अगर मैं आज देखा, मवी उससे पहले बैटिंग कर ले सकता और उन्हें भी कर सकता. कोने हर्षल पटेल can come in the batting order before and they can do a job. Okay, so it basically leaves him and Umran. So what does he have to do? He has to pick up wickets. That's his job. Focus on your role. If you're not doing your role to the T, then what are you doing in the team? Right? It's simple as that. Australia series is crucial because the Pant absence. Saha can make a chance to come back. Oh my God, they're going to go back to Saha.
Saha won't go back. I think Saha's ने हो गया. I mean Saha का तो बहुत मुश्किल है, and I don't know खेल रहा है कि नहीं खेल रहा recently. But for me, I think they should try Ishan Kishan because I really like that player.
KS Bharat is extremely good behind the stumps in Indian conditions. I think Vinay will remind me of the series, but he kept really well in that. I think it was the England series, Vinay, at home when he was coming on a sub or something like that. He kept really well. I mean, he's good in Indian conditions. Then again, with the Pat Kishan and Samson are also options, but I have not seen them play Test cricket, so I cannot tell you like who should.
अभी ना कभी तो मौका देना, because I feel ईशान किशन is proving himself worthy for an opportunity. One days में भी उन्हें जबरदस्त खेला, T20 भी जबरदस्त खेल रहा.
अगर फैज अगेन आप ऐसा बोल रहे हैं, ठीक है, अब उसका रणजी ट्रॉफी रिकॉर्ड नहीं मालूम अभी मेरे को. Like has he played recently? Has he played the red ball? You're going to be facing against Lyon. You're going to face Iyer, Cummins, Hazelwood. Will he be up to the challenge? It could be a big gamble. Someone like Rishabh Pant also, like he was dropped from the test team, then he was brought in. There was a time where it was only Saha was your permanent keeper. So I don't know, man. It's a risk. Like, of course, you can try Ishan Kishan, you can try Samson, but they have to play some red ball games for that. Do they have any red ball games up in the Australia series? I don't think so.
No, Ishan Kishan, yeah.
So will you take that gamble, or would you rather take someone from domestic cricket who's playing red
But the
ball?
way I'm looking at it, like, see, Pant's role in this team, yes, Pant has a lot of experience. He'll won us in crucial situations. But I think, like, the way Pant's replacement की अगर बात कर रहे हैं, he can get quick runs. ईशान किशन अगर un adaptable है, and if he is able to make runs like explosive runs, the runs that Rishabh Pant makes up जल्दी कर सकता भाई. I feel like this guy is very good, and I think Techie Liv says that Kishan played brilliant innings in first class cricket. So I think he has a few runs in his belt, in his arsenal rather. But yeah, just like what Mustafa was saying is right as well, that I think he needs to prove himself with the red ball maybe. I don't know how many matches he played and stuff, but yeah, just off the recent form, I'm saying we could give it a shot, because who would you rather have in the back, right? Would you have a KL Rahul, or would you have an Ishan Kishan? Yeah, KS Bharat is there, but I don't know if he's been playing consistent red ball cricket.
With Bharat, the batting has not been consistent, like Vinay is mentioning, but keeping wise, yeah, he's outstanding. Also, Fez, here he's been jumping around everything again, right? But when Ashwin is turning the ball this much,
Yeah.
will he be ready? That's what I'm going to look at. I think he will. I think Kishan with the gloves, he will be ready. He is athletic and everything. But that's another thing. You have to be very sharp in Indian conditions. It's difficult. It's not easy keeping to Jadeja, Akshar Patel, and Ashwin. It's a very difficult job. You have to. I think now, because look, Pant is someone who's a great batsman and everything, but in a series like this, you have to first see keeping skills and then you go batting. That's what I feel. That's just my opinion. Because अगर catch और stump छोड़ दिए तो आप जितने भी runs मारो, it won't make up that mistake. So that's what I do. Maybe KL Rahul will keep and Sarfaraz comes in for Pant. That's an option. KL Rahul, will he get another chance?
I don't think he should, man. I think KL Rahul not that confident as a keeper. Just let him focus on batting right now. The captaincy bhi hakal di usko, so I think
I want to see Sarfaraz, man, like as a batsman. Like he's not Sarfaraz, the Pakistan guy, the Indian guy. Sarfaraz, I want to see him play as a batsman. Bat at 5.
He has a very interesting shout. He's saying that if you want to see aggressive batting, then bring in Surya Kumar at 5th in a test match.
Who's your keeper?
Yeah, who's your keeper? KL Rahul, I guess. Then in that option, he's saying. In what I think based on this, but maybe KL Rahul will be your wicket keeper, and then you have Surya. But like Surya, yeah, you could try him out, but again, he's a very big gamble, and if it pays out, then
I think your option right now looks a fun one, Ishan Kishan, because
I love him. I really like his batting.
That's the biggest gamble, but it might be a fun one.
It's the only most sensible gamble, I think, in terms of the position to position. That's the only way.
But if you want to do it like if you want to focus on your keep, because I don't know, again, red ball completely different keeping and batting and everything. But if you want to go a bit more safe, then you maybe go for the KS Bharat and see, or you go with the KL Rahul.
Anshul bhai, bilkul आप सही बोल रहे, Bumrah ready आ गया है, and he's in the ODI squad. ये latest खबर है. But I think I agree with Techie Liv also कि उसको directly आए तो टेस्ट में उतारना था, because वनडे में डाल के उसको अगर कुछ हो गया तो भाई बहुत heavy duty हो जाएंगी. But depends अगर कितनी recovery rate हुई, कितना recovery होने कितने, because he's taken quite some time off, so I think Mustafa also getting frustrated with recovery, but yeah, I think अभी तो fit fat हो गया है hopefully. But also Mustafa एक चीज point out करा था previous episode में कि भाई शोएब अख्तर उसके action के ऊपर बहुत criticism दिया था कि it will give him injury, so I think maybe do you think he will probably try to change his action or something, Mustafa, or will he just go with it?
Change your action at this age, but maybe do some some minor technical changes which helps him get a smoother run up, or restrict those injuries, restrict that stress on his back and everything like that. Maybe do some minor changes, but it's difficult to change your whole action.
Yeah, minor tweaks and stuff. Maybe better warm up probably. Or something.
But you know why I don't agree with this? Bumrah को Australia के test matches के available होना था, because Sri Lanka के against ODI खेलना not that important. I'll tell you why it is important. Because you're going into a massive series against Australia where the World Test Championship is on the line. वहाँ पे अगर उन्हें first game खेल रहा without any match practice, without any fitness, banking on his talent, and वहाँ पे इंजर हुआ तो आपकी सीरीज जा सकती, not just बुमराह.
वो बोलेंगे कि इसको क्यों श्रीलंका के साथ नहीं उतारे 100% बैकफायर.
अगर आप पूरा खेले, अब जैसे इंडिया T20 वर्ल्ड कप एटलीस्ट सेमीफाइनल पहुंचे, अगर बुमराह खेला इंजर हो गया शायद वो भी नहीं होता था, like because it disrupts the whole flow. because you knew before the tournament ki nahi hone ye mere bowlers. Rohit Sharma knew mere ye bowlers hai. So that's why I think it's important for him to come sometime, whether it's the Sri Lanka series or the New Zealand series. But before the Test series, Bumrah needs to be played, and then we see if he's fit. If he's not fit, then don't play him. Don't even play him in the Australia series. Play him when he's fit, but he has to be fit. If he's fit to play right now, then you play him because that's the best option right now. So you understand कि उसका क्या fitness है, क्या levels है, कैसा डाल रहा bowling, उसका injury कैसा है, heal हुआ नहीं हुआ, फिर आपको पता चल जाएगा जब तक.
Yeah, I think fair call है वो. I think at least श्रीलंका नहीं तो न्यूजीलैंड में try कर लेना उसको, but yeah, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में direct घुसाना would be a risk.
देखो ये भी option. I don't think Bumrah will play Test versus Australia because ODI World Cup भी है, that too in India. And there's also, if you see, Bumrah doesn't really play in Test matches at home. He's played a few here and there, but he plays more overseas. So maybe you want to keep him also for the World Test Championship. So do you want to risk him for that? You probably need him for the World Test Championship final if India qualify, and then you'll need him for the World Cup also. Bumrah is someone who takes the pitch out of the equation.
अब IPL का भी है बीच में, so वो भी कैसा होता कि that is also one thing.
हाँ, अब IPL में हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि the NCAA will take talk to the franchises this and that. मेरे को ऐसा पिंडा नहीं दिख रहा कि कुछ भी होने वाला है for अलग, like they're still going to play games.
Exactly. franchise भी कहीं को अपना नुकसान करेंगे तो.
Open chess action kind of bowlers always injured होना संभावना होती है because of सब load उनके
संभावना होती है because of सब load उनके back पे आता है. Yeah, definitely.
And उसका अजीब भी है action, right? He like the way he has that.
लिंगा का अगर अपन देखो, it's more like full stretch, पर इसका क्या ऐसा रख के ऐसे ही चितौरे more.
And run up भी उसका बहुत short है. मैं
legs पे ज्यादा and shoulder के उस पे बहुत ज्यादा effect.
Because उन्हें जो run up शुरू करता, I've seen him. He walks halfway and then he starts running. When he runs, that the time to the crease is very short. It's a very short period. So all the pressure is going on your knees and your shoulders. That's another thing. He's not running like Shoaib Akhtar all the way from there. It's a very short run up. आधा उसका run up उन्हें चलते हुए आता, भागता नहीं उन्हें भागता last
strike लेता उन्हें हल्लो सा कूदते हुए आता, फिर एकदम डाल के फिर.
No, he walks and then he runs. He walks the whole time and then it's a very short run up. If you ever get the chance to see him live, notice his run up. It's very short. बुमराह का बैकअप तैयार करना होगा इंडिया को. बैकअप तो तैयार करना पड़ेगा. They have options. I like the way Umran Malik is bowling. I hope he doesn't get injury prone. You have Mohsin Khan, Kuldeep Sen, all these guys. I think Kuldeep Sen is the guy I was talking about, Fez, the left arm. He bowls quick as well. He played in the Bangladesh series, so he's an option also. So you have some quick bowling options. They have to try to get a replacement for him, but you can't really replace Bumrah. He's special. If he,
but like you always say, I think that's one thing that you always back, that you always have to look forward, and have to always come to terms that there's going to be a day without Bumrah. So you have to start planning that. I mean, Bumrah hai, but you need a backup also.
But you can't really plan for that. If you could plan for that, then you would have that plan in the T20 World Cup. How can you?
I'm saying in terms of plan, in terms of तैयार करना, तैयार तो करना है को ऐसा कि भाई.
मगर उन्हें है exceptional talent, उसके joints ऐसे जाते हैं, उसका action ही अलग है, उसका जो pace है, line length है, everything. I think first thing is action puts the batsman off, and then after that is accuracy, pace, and everything. It's difficult to replicate that. It's not easy. Of course you will get bowlers who have talent, but Bumrah, I think, is once generational talent, man.
100%, yeah, it's irreplaceable, but also you need to plan, right? Because you have that big of a void to fill. So I think kahin na kahin to start lena padega.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm sure they're planning, magar what are you going to do? Agar nahi hai waisa bowler, to nahi hai. You have to go to someone else and hope that they back it up for you. Now our bowling options old age mein aa chuke hai, so test format mein ke bowlers banana abhi se shuru karna padega. Yeah,
करना पड़ेगा.
I think
कल इंडिया से ऑस्ट्रेलिया साउथ अफ्रीका भी स्टार्ट होने वाला है सुबह थोड़े घंटों में, एंड देन पाकिस्तान का थर्ड डे रहने वाला है, तो काफी कुछ क्रिकेट है अभी भी. But yeah, Mustafa, what are your thoughts overall on Hardik Pandya, and how are you looking, any kind of changes that you would want to see in the second T20I?
Zero changes. He said he wants to back his players to the core, then he should back them. Let them. They won the game, so don't fix anything that's not broken. If you ask me personally, Chahal is a concern, and I would like to see Kuldeep. Kuldeep is in the T20 squad, right? Or is in the one-day squad?
One day squad.
He's not in the T20 squad, but I would like to see someone there, man. I don't know, Bishnoy, Kuldeep. That's what ideally I would like to see, but go with this. You said you're going to back your players. Go with them. I honestly or don't mind if they lose the match or series or anything like that, because it's a start of a new era. You're playing with a young team. It won't be as easy as you think it'll be. Like, the India normally wins bilaterals, but they had a lot of experienced players there. Here is a younger team. They will make mistakes. Let them make those mistakes. That's how they're going to learn. I won't be too critical. And in terms of his captaincy, he made mistakes, but he's also going to learn. I feel that he will learn and he will become more mature. These kind of matches will help. Trying to keep your composure, thoda sa, gussa control karo, thoda sa, think on your feet. These kind of games will help him definitely. So in terms of his overall thing, I say you back him. Like, you've gone with him as captain. Win or lose, you stick with this team for at least 6 to 7 months, this squad, and then you see what happens.
Yeah, 100%. I think backing to the core is exactly what you're saying. That is what Hardik Pandya should do, and not turn up on his words. Who will be the MVP for Australia versus South Africa on day one? Mustafa, who's your picks actually?
From South Africa, I'll go Norke. I can't really go past him. And then from Australia, वो स्टीव स्मिथ अबूशन में से स्मिथ चले जाएंगे. Let's go Steve Smith. चिकट है दोनों. One of them will hit, I think. You?
I think I'm gonna go with Kagiso because I'm expecting a redemption from him from what he did in the last test match. He'll come out, fiery. From Australia, I'll go with your boy Boland. Boland, my boy. So both bowlers.
I had him in the last game. I think he always picks wickets and bunches. No, Chahal is the only wrist spinner in the T20 squad, so I don't understand why. Samson ऐसा खेलता रहा T20 format में, then this might be his last T20 series. तो फिर परेशान हो जाएंगे Samson को जो chance देखो. With Samson, again, it was just one game. Now if he plays this full series and the New Zealand series, then we know clearly. I think that. Then we know clearly कि है या नहीं है उन्हें on the international level. But I feel that he is talented. He has a lot of time on his hands, like Don mentioned. He has a variety of shots. He can play fast bowler. Spinners में कभी-कभी अटक जाता उन्हें, but I still feel Samson is someone lot of time on his hands, and he can clear the boundary with these. So I would back him consistently and see what happens. I heard that Lance Morris will debut for Australia next match. That would be exciting, man. That guy is extremely quick. I will be excited to watch him if he does debut. And why not? Australia have won the series. I mean, from India's point of view, you want Australia to play their full-strength team and beat South Africa, so that it makes the World Test Championship a bit easier. But from Australia's point of view, you rest your key players for that India tour. Let them get as much as rest as possible, and you try your new players, and at least you build backups like that as well. So
I think they got a few players from the BBL. Like I think Morris was one, but I think even Renshaw was there. Matt Renshaw was there, and I think one more player, I forgot his name, but yeah, a few of them the BBL have caught the eyes and they're saying, okay, we'll try and kind of.
Marcus Harris there or no?
Who? Harris? No, I don't.
Marcus Harris is not there.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Renshaw, like I saw his name as well. So देखेंगे क्या होता, but it's good to give the youngsters a chance. I will be pumped to see Lance Morris, and I want to see a spicy pitch. I like that Gava pitch.
Yeah, 100% मजा आता है यार वैसे चीज़ें रहे तो अभी कराची के टेस्ट से तो कहीं ज़्यादा डिफरेंट रहेगा, बट कराची के टेस्ट में भी थोड़ा बहुत मजा आया मेरे को तो ये वाले में ऑनेस्टली बोल रहा हूँ मैं, बिकॉज नसीम की बॉलिंग देखना बहुत जबरदस्त दिखता है मेरे को. I really enjoy his bowling.
Taki Living Lion will be my MVP, and South Africa's perspective. I'll go with Maharaj. Interesting.
Paradise.
In Sydney is going with the spinners. First, that wraps it up. Thank you everybody for joining us. We really appreciate all your comments and questions. We'll join you tomorrow hopefully, and the next T20 between India and Sri Lanka is on Thursday, so we'll get you the preview and review for that. It's just a day break in between, so it'll be a quick turnover. So really excited. It's a good start to the series. Very, very exciting game. It was a thriller in the end. Both teams made mistakes. Both teams did well in patches, and that's what makes for good games. If you don't make mistakes, then it might be. If a team doesn't make a mistake, then they'll win easily. So you want some mistakes here and there, and I enjoyed the game. It was a lot of fun. Thanks a lot, guys. Allah Hafiz to you all. Aapko bhi, sir. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Faiz, any last comments?
Yeah, just work on whatever has been like wherever we may flawed, and hopefully get back to. I'm expecting big things from Surya, man. मेरे को वो paddle scoop नहीं समझ में आया था, करना रत्ने को जो करने का hit the top end of the bat, but yeah, wherever we flawed, I think we just need to work on it, and we'll be good to go next time.
Yeah, it's a good learning curve for this team. Like I said, even if they lost today, I would still back them. It is a young team and they're allowed to make mistakes. Let them make mistakes here rather than in the ICC tournaments. And this is how they're going to improve as cricketers. Play against international teams and go down to the wire and battle it out. You want them. You want a scrap. You want a fight. That's what you got today. The way Sri Lanka played, I think we have to comment on Sri Lanka as
Comment
well.
on
I
it,
think they batted
100%.
really well. There was times where what Fez mentioned, the run rate was too slow. They were losing wickets in the middle periods. But then that partnership, that short partnership between Hasaranga and what's his name, Shanaka, that was a very good partnership. And then Karuna Ratne came and banged a few in the end. So Sri Lanka always fighting and making it difficult. Surya will be the MVP in next T20. Don't worry, Fez bhai, don't worry. England में one no shorts का
नंबर वन स्पोर्ट्स कौन सा है, फुटबॉल या क्रिकेट? आई वुड से फुटबॉल है एट द पॉइंट, बिकॉज फुटबॉल पूरे हर कोई देखते फुटबॉल, वहाँ अलग ही लेवल का जोश है फुटबॉल का। अभी क्रिकेट के भी बहुत लोग हैं, क्रिकेट उतना एंजॉय करते हैं बैठ के, दे रिस्पेक्ट द गेम अ लॉट। इंग्लैंड में कैसा देखते हैं उसका, लॉर्ड्स ओवल में बैठ के लाइक लिटरली दे सी आउट द होल डे। ऑब्वियसली है बामी आमी भी है वहाँ पे, कितने की चीजें रहते हैं, बट जेंटलमैन क्रिकेट भी देखते हैं। बट या फुटबॉल कम्युनिटी बहुत ज्यादा है, क्योंकि लीग्स उतने ही ज्यादा है वहाँ पे, लेवल 1, टियर 2, टियर 3, टियर 4, कितने की लेवल्स है, प्लस चैंपियनशिप है, प्रीमियर लीग है, तो या
And to make it simplified, I would say that football is the winter sport, and cricket is the summer sport. I mean,
I
football
guess
you'll have it 8 months a year, and then 3-4 months a year you have cricket in England. So if you see the grounds now, they'll be all packed with football fans. In the summer, from May to September, it'll be cricket fans in England. Like that's how it is. And then you have, of course, football is a more global sport. So you have football fans all over the world. England also, you have plenty of football fans. लेकिन जब आपका cricket season शुरू होता, that's also a very popular sport in England, and it's a British sport, right? Everyone thinks it's a desi sport, but it's a British sport. So cricket is quite popular, and so is rugby over there, who will get run out due to Bavuma's dumb calling.
No, Bamova बेचारा उन्हें खुद एक्सेप्ट करा, and he's just, I think Bamuma को भी चांस होगा यार आज परफॉर्म करने का. Hopefully he plays well, man. बेचारा he has it in him. He's making the all 13 and stuff, but yeah, he has bad calling and he's just making bad decisions overall in the T20 World Cup. So
ये बहुत अच्छा सवाल है, कितने दिन दुबई है, कभी तो आओ हमारे इंडिया में। देखो मैं तो रेडी हूँ, मेरे को 3 साल हो गए इंडिया आने के, मेरे को 3 साल हो गए लास्ट में जब इंडिया में था। फैज भाई अभी निकले इंडिया से 1-2 महीने पहले, उनको दुबई का मजा चस्का लग गया, उन्होंने निकलना चाह रहे दुबई से।
डेफिनेटली भाई, हमारे इंडिया का, हम इंडिया आने,
दुबई में मौसम बहुत अच्छा है, वेदर अच्छा है, बहुत एक्टिविटीज चल रहे, काफी चीजें चल रही, लोग आते जा रहे हैं। अगर आप देखें न्यू ईयर्स में तो आधी पब्लिक जो या बॉलीवुड या जो इंडियन टीम से थी दुबई में ही सेलिब्रेट करे, तो फैज को चस्का लग गया, अभी उन्होंने नहीं निकलना चाहते। मैं तो रेडी हूँ, तो उनको थोड़ा कन्विंस करके पड़ेंगे। एक आध महीना, ये महीना थोड़ा टफ है उनको कन्विंस करना, बिकॉज मौसम बहुत बहुत जबरदस्त है और काफी चीजें करने के लिए। और यूएई T20 लीग भी शुरू हो रहा, तो फैज वो भी देखना चाह रहे, वो भी कवर करना चाह रहे, तो इट विल बी अ बिट डिफिकल्ट राइट नाउ, मगर हम आना है, अभी हम प्लान कर रहे हैं और आपको बताएंगे फिर जब आते हैं।
बहुत अच्छे रोड्स हैं,
खास करके रोड्स अच्छे हैं दुबई में। हाँ,
रोड्स हैं भाई, वॉकिंग करना बहुत दिल बोलता है, टेकिले आप खाली वॉक करो तो आपको नजारे मतलब है, अच्छा साइट सीइंग करने को मिलता है, बुर्ज खलीफा है, दुबई फ्रेम है, बहुत चीजें हैं, तो रोड बहुत अच्छे हैं, बहुत मजा आता है। बट या डेफिनेटली इंडिया आने का तो प्लान है। ऑब्वियसली हमारा घर है, हमारे लोग हैं, आप लोग हैं, सबसे मिलना है, सबसे जुड़ना है, गुफ्तगू करना है क्रिकेट के बारे में, तो डेफिनेटली
एंड इंडिया में मतलब हर सिटी में आपको कुछ अलग दिखता, तो आई वांट टू विजिट मोर सिटीज एंड एक्सप्लोर दैट। एंड आई थिंक आईपीएल इज अ गुड टाइम, बिकॉज आप मैचेस भी देख सकते हैं, अलग सिटीज भी घूम सकते हैं। होपफुली वी गेट अ फुल आईपीएल इन इंडिया। इट्स बीन अ व्हाइल सिंस दैट्स हैपेंड, लाइक पूरा आईपीएल अगर वहां पे है एंड यू हैव होम एंड अवे, फिर मजा आएगा आई थिंक। तो या लेट्स सी व्हाट इज इन स्टोर। फिलहाल तो इजाजत guys, thank you so much for joining. We will catch you tomorrow. Stay safe, enjoy the rest of the night. There's football on in 45 minutes, so enjoy that. And first take care of yourself. I will catch you tomorrow. Have a good night.